all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNINews video. Now before we get into the news, just a quick reminder about the contest I have going on right here on YouTube, where I'm giving away $100 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. I've got a link to the details, the video where I talk about the details of the contest. If you want to know how to enter, check it out. And again, the link to that is in the video description below. Alright, so let's get into the news, and first thing I wanted to talk about today is something I actually meant to talk about last week but ran out of time, and that is that Jazwares has finally revealed their figures based on the UFC. Now these were announced that they were coming back in February during Toy Fair, and they actually had these on display, some of these figures on display, early prototypes of the figures on display at their booth. However, they did not allow images to be taken of the figures, though that didn't actually keep some images from slipping out. But we've now gotten our official look at the figures, some of the figures that they're doing in this line. So if you're a fan of the UFC, I think these are, looking pretty good. They're going to be in scale with the wrestling figures that they're doing. So or at least I'm about 99% sure they're going to be pretty much scale with those. So these are said to be about 6 inches tall, and they're also, even though we don't have images of it yet, they're doing the octagon ring and such. But for characters, or for figures, they're doing people like the current champion, or lightweight champion, I should say, the Eagle, and we're getting John Bones Jones, and we're getting, of course, Conor McGregor, which is probably one of the biggest names, known names, I would say, in the UFC. And then also others like Max Holloway and the Cowboy. So they're doing a pretty good range of characters to start this line off. Now these figures are not going to be available everywhere, as I understand it, according to the press release that they put out last week. These are up for pre-order now at the online e-tailer known as Ringside Collectibles, which if you're into wrestling, I'm sure you've heard of before. And then the figures are also going to be made available in August on the Amazon and Amazon's website, and these will also be sold at Walmart. It doesn't specifically say online or at physical stores, so I'm going to assume both, but Walmart is a place that are supposed to be carrying these figures. And again, both Amazon and Walmart will be getting these in August. Storing Collectibles released a teaser just this morning for their upcoming Mortal Kombat 1/12 scale Motaro figure. So we've seen this figure. It was actually on display. An unpainted prototype was on display back in February during Toy Fair, so we have actually gotten a full look at the figure. But with this tease, hopefully that means we're going to be getting official images and possibly pre-order information very soon. I think a lot of Mortal Kombat fans have been waiting for this one, so hopefully that information will be forthcoming. But as of today, they released this new teaser image, and then of course, like I said, we did see the figure back in February at Toy Fair. Pop Culture Shock has announced that they're doing some statues, basically 1/8 scale statues based on the original G.I. Joe from the Real American Hero cartoon. The three that they've announced so far are Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, and Cobra Commander. So these are pretty basic statues overall. They're not. They're also on the cheaper end for a statue. They're going to cost about $55 each. And like I said, these are in keeping. If you've been wanting something representing the original cartoon, these seem to be do a pretty good job of that. And then they've also announced that they're doing a similar line for Transformers. So, again, based on primarily, it looks like the animated series. These are about 9 inches tall. And we're getting Megatron, Soundwave, and Optimus Prime. Power Ranger fans. So, the other week, we got this image that leaked out of what appears to be a box set, a Lightning Collection 6-inch scale box set coming from Hasbro, featuring the Space Psycho Rangers. So 2 of these figures had been previously released, and then last week we got updated images. Now these are leaks, so I don't know where these images originated from, and we don't have any kind of release details, but you can see the new image that came out last week, leaked out last week, gives us a look at the figures inside the packaging along with the accessories. So the general line of thought is this was going to be one of Hasbro's San Diego Comic-Con exclusives for this year, which probably means it will end up being released on the Hasbro Pulse website at some point. but that is not confirmed. But it definitely looks like we're getting a box set that's going to be featuring the entire team. So it does suck a little bit if you got the 2 previous figures that they released, but I know people who have been wanting to complete this team seem overall pretty happy with the news that the box set is coming. For you Jurassic World fans, we got some images of a new set coming from Mattel. This is based on the upcoming Netflix animated series, and it's the Camp Adventure set, and it features a figure of one of the characters from the new series, one of the human characters, I should say, Darius, and then which is a 3.75 inch scale figure. There was some confusion because with the actual official description it said the figure was 6 inch, but I believe that was an error on Mattel's part. It is a 3.75 inch scale figure. And then we're also getting the baby dinosaur Bumpy, which I guess is another character that is going to be featured in this animated series. So expect more stuff based on this series to be coming from Mattel and probably to be revealed in the coming days. I'm sure this is stuff they were going to have on hand at San Diego. So Mattel, like most companies, have not yet really given us specific details on how they're going to be showing off their new stuff that they were going to originally be showing at San Diego. But again, I suspect in some way online we'll be seeing more in the near future. Okay, and then another story I meant to talk about last week but ran out of time are these new Marvel variant Bring Arts figures coming from Square Enix. So this is a very similar line to their original Play Arts Kai line, only the figures are a little bit smaller. These are closer to 6 inch scale. They vary in height, like you can see the 3 figures, Captain America, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. Captain America is said to stand about 6.4 inches tall. Iron Man is said to stand about 7.1 inches tall. And Spider-Man is the shortest of the 3, wearing his armor, his spider armor, and stands about 5.8 inches tall. So these are, kind of loose interpretations of the characters, more armory looking. Again, very much in keeping with their older Play Arts Kai line. And these figures are slated for release in December and currently available for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store or Hobby Link Japan. Kyoto last week released a new teaser image for their upcoming Amazing Yamaguchi Cable figure. So we had seen unpainted prototypes of this figure on display at some of the overseas conventions last year. This image really doesn't add anything new, but hopefully it's an indication that official images and details, including pre-order information, will be released soon for this figure. And this is the next figure in their Marvel X-Men line. Again, it's for Cable. For you SH Figuarts fans, we got some new reveals that came from the Tomasi Feature 2020 event. I talked about this briefly in Friday's news video. And since then, we've seen some new Marvel figures that were on display at this event. Now, I should note, while the figures technically are new, the character choices are not. These are all characters that we've previously gotten in the SH Figuarts form. So, this seems to be kind of a trend with Tomasi Nations, where they basically end up doing second, or even like in Iron Man's case, third versions of these characters with additional accessories and such. So for me, I think these figures all look good, but it is kind of annoying, especially, it's annoying when Hasbro does that kind of thing with a $20 figure. And I've said this before, but, when you start getting into these more high-end figures like Tomasi Nations and the SH Figuarts line, they cost, 60, 80, sometimes even $100. Doing the same characters with added accessories that you kind of feel like should have come with the original figures, I don't know, it just, to me, is kind of annoying. But if you missed out on the first versions or what have you, or maybe you've decided to hold off, maybe you've been watching and you held off on the first versions, they're doing a number of figures. Some of these are up for pre-order. So the new Scarlet Witch figure, which basically just has the added Chaos Power eyes face sculpt, that is up for pre-order now at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. The new Iron Man that recreates the scene from the end of Avengers Endgame, featuring the Mark 85 armor with the Tony Stark head. He's got the power gauntlet and he holds it up and says, "I am Iron Man," and that's actually what they're calling this figure, the I am Iron Man version. This figure also comes with a little display base, so you can kind of recreate the scene from the end of the movie, and then you also get the added arm cannons that are included with this figure as well. So that one's up for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. And then they also showed off, looks like we're getting an updated Warrior Thor figure with added electricity parts. Now, I know when they released the first one, some people had hoped that we had gotten an alternate head with the electricity coming out of the eyes. No indication that that figure will have this, though, you know, it's possible. We don't have any specific details. It was just on display, so it is possible an alternate head could be included down the road. We'll just have to wait and see. Doctor Strange is getting a re-release. He's getting an added soft goods cape with the wire in it so you can pose it, and then he's getting some extra energy type weapons, you know, magic weapons for him that you would see him use in the movie and stuff. So that definitely is a nice touch. And then looks like we're getting an updated Thanos figure, though I've got to be honest, based on these images, I'm not entirely sure what is updated, other than, you know, they show him sitting down on a pipe, you know, again recreating one of the scenes from Avengers Endgame. So I don't have the previous Endgame Thanos figure, so I don't know if that one had, you know, if this has got added mobility so he can actually sit down, if that's supposed to be really the change, or if maybe it's just going to include the pipe piece so he can actually sit down. Again, I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like we're going to be getting an updated Thanos figure. So not a lot of details on most of these have been released yet. They were just on display at the event, but as soon as, you know, those details come available, I'll be sure to let you know. Okay, and then the final bit of news I have for you is more of a heads up. So this past Friday, we got this cryptic tweet was put out by Dan Yun, who is one of the team members for Hasbro's Marvel team, brand team. And he put out this tweet saying, basically showing a video from the play Hamilton, and which is streaming on Disney Plus now. But he basically, in his tweet, he said, watching Hamilton for all those rap references, but secretly just thinking about Marvel Monday. And in the video, it shows a bunch of guys wearing colonial outfits. So the Marvel Monday, I think, was a mistake on Dan's part. I think Dan maybe got his dates mixed up on what's going to get revealed when. I knew, first of all, as far as like when Hasbro does their live stream events and stuff, they promote it beforehand, and there had been no indication that there was a live stream event coming today. And they're not going to just throw something up out of the blue on Hasbro Pulse like that without promoting it beforehand. So, and I knew at the time on Friday when he made the tweet, I knew what the fan channel exclusive reveal was going to be. I knew it was going to be Toxin. So, basically this clue has, no reference to Toxin, so I didn't think that's what he was talking about. Now, what it is probably referencing to, and you may recall back in May when they did have their last Marvel live stream event, they showed us an image of a foot featuring a character wearing a colonial type outfit, which, if you're familiar with the Hellfire Club, if you're familiar with the character, the White King, Sebastian Shaw, that's, something he wears. Other members of the Hellfire Club do as well. And so the general thought of what he was indicating was either the Shaw figure or maybe even a box set. There's rumors that have been going around for several weeks now that possibly one of this year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, both of which are said to be X-Men related. They told us that back in May that they were doing 2 San Diego Comic-Con exclusives for Marvel Legends this year, and that fans of both the comic and the movies of X-Men would be happy with these. So this would likely, if like we're getting a Hellfire Club box set as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, that would likely be the one that would make comic book fans happy. Again, all as far as that's complete rumor at this time. I have really nothing other than it does sound, it makes sense based on the clues that have been dropped, but I can't say one way or the other. But so getting back to Dan's tweet on Friday, so definitely feel like he was indicating something in regards to whatever this Sebastian Shaw or Hellfire Club box set, a reveal was coming soon. And of course, in his original tweet, he indicated Monday, but I do think he got his dates confused. And since Monday, just today, he posted an updated tweet where he said, mentioning the Toxin being revealed today, and then said it's still July and there could still be more reveals this week. So I think something is going to get revealed this week at some point, and it is, getting to be that week where San Diego Comic-Con exclusives are going to start, getting dropped left and right. Some companies have already started revealing their stuff, but many have not. And so, I know NECA is going to be revealing their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive starting tomorrow officially. So, and Hasbro might start doing the same thing. So, we're just a few weeks away from when San Diego Comic-Con would have happened. Hopefully we'll be getting details on how Hasbro is going to be revealing all the stuff that they would have originally, planned to have revealed at Comic-Con this year. Again, it's likely going to be on Hasbro Pulse, but when they're going to do it, are they going to string it out? Are they going to do it all on a weekend? Those are things that we just don't know. So hopefully those details will be coming soon as well. But I do think there's going to be some probably San Diego Comic-Con exclusive reveal for Marvel Legends made this week. It could either come any day if it's going to come in the middle of the week, it's likely going to be made through some type of corporate media site like an IGN or something. It also is possible, Hasbro often does their Fan Friday reveals on Hasbro Pulse, and they could do it that way, though I would expect that they'll do a little more promotion of it through their social media channels if that's the case, but we'll just have to wait and see. But whatever they reveal and whenever they reveal it, just know that we'll have it up on Marvelous News as soon as they do. So if you don't want to have to try and hunt around for whatever this is, that's the place to keep it, as Marvelous News, because we will definitely give you those details once Hasbro actually makes them available. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about. Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget about the contest to win a $100 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. The video with details on that are in the video description. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Stay safe out there, guys, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.